All right, so I'm just going to run through problem one real quick. So the first thing we're going to do, it gives you the syntax right here for a function. So we're just going to come into MATLAB and new script, and then we're going to take this syntax right here, and then literally you can just copy paste it. It's that simple, right? So problem one, declared as a function, and then this assignment one, problem one, and then we read it right. So I'll do my name, Joey Gorman. And then these dots are just placeholders in the pseudocode that he has added to the assignment. But then this syntax is something you'll use all the time. Functions we're going to use every single assignment. So this syntax, you get used to writing it, but this is very important. So then we need to save the script. So if you just press Control S, it'll ask you to save it. And it's really important that the file name matches this function name. So problem one, I see it matches. You can ignore this. And then we save it. And then if we execute it right now by writing problem one, nothing happens because it doesn't do anything. But if we were to write, 2 plus 2, right? And then do problem one, we could see a 4. Because this command window, all the command window is doing is executing what is in this file. And in this file, it finds problem one and then just does 2 plus 2. But that's not what we need to do. We need to do this, 22 plus 5.1 squared. So 22 plus 5.1. And then literally, since 5.1 is a scalar, you just do caret 2, right? And so if I save this and then I execute it, 48.01, right? If it were a vector, you would have to do a little different syntax, but that's not important right now. And then the second part is this 50 minus 66.3. But the problem is you can't just do dividing because then it will ignore the thing because of PIMDOS or whatever. So we're just going to put the numerator in a parentheses and then do the same thing for the bottom. So what is it? 50 minus 6.3 squared. 50 minus 6.3 squared. And then if I save it and then run the code, we get 4.6566. And then if we check Symbolab that I closed on accident, and here we go. And we do, oops, I'm sorry. And we do the same thing. So 22 plus 5.1 squared over 50 minus 6.3 squared. You'll see it's the same thing that we got. So 4.656, 4.6566. And then you just save it. So I'm pressing Control S. And you can put this. This is just all you would need to submit, or at least one part of what you would need to submit for the assignment. And so if you look, you go to Documents, MATLAB, and then it'll save it in its own thing. And then as you can see, it's right here. So problem one. And so the one thing he wanted us to do is put all of that into its own folder. So if I would just create a folder and it'd be like assignment one, right? And then I would just take it, right? Move to MATLAB and then throw it into assignment one. And then when I was done, you just submit this file right here under the under the submission. And then that's all you need to do. And then you could do new script and you could start with problem two. So the same syntax, function, problem two, and then you need the end because it's like parentheses, right? You have a start parentheses by saying function, but you need the end parentheses to end the function, right? And so then we come here, tap over, was it a percent, and then the first thing is like assignment one, da 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 da, and then it's your name, and then the math, right? And whenever you have a question, like what is it? MATLAB is a little weird, right? So things generally do what you would think they do, but there's some really annoying stuff. So literally, if you have anything where you're like, oh, like E, for example, E is weird, right? You don't just do E to the fifth, right? That'll throw you an error. Hold on, like I'll show you. If I do problem two, you see it's weird. You have to do exp and then parentheses, and then inside the parentheses is the power you want to do it to. So like exp to the 1, right, is just exp to the 3, you know. So again, and then like I would never know this without looking up, but literally you just go to Google, you go MATLAB E, right? And then it's like, oh, E to the 1, exp, and that tells you how to do it. And then it kind of is tedious, but you just go through and do that for, all 13 or whatever there are. And that's really it. And then if you have any problems, feel free to hit me up and ask. The vectors start to get a little weird with the syntax, but yeah, it's just like that.